Okay, so before we actually go and put a saddle on Fanta, there's still a couple of sort of pre-checks that you should do before you put the saddle on, particularly with a new saddle. One of the main ones that people tend to get wrong is back length. So, as a little bit of practice, so again we find the root point of that shoulder, run our fingers down, 3 fingers back, mark that point. Right, so for back length, we need to find his last rib. So run your hand along. It's easier if you sort of go to the middle there. And I can just feel it just ending just there. And all you do is just walk your fingers up that last rib. Right, and it stops about there. So I'm going to mark that point. Okay. Now this space here, this is really, really important. Okay, so this is our usable backspace, and this is exactly what we're going to measure. So these only go up to 16" on this side, so that's why we've included a longer tape measure in your kit. So I measure from the forks, where our fork's going to be sitting, or our gullet, right here. I go to that point there. I'm just going to let it go slack because he's got a bit of a curve in his back. You can see there, he's pretty much bang on 17" as his maximum saddle length. If you start pushing past that, there's a couple of things that can happen. One is that you start pressing on a horse's sensitive sort of loin area. That can cause a lot of pain. The other thing that can happen is if you have a saddle that's too long, that's basically when you start causing problems like bridging. So you have a saddle that's too long, and with the back of the saddle being up on this part of the horse that curves upwards, you can imagine that it sits across, and then sort of at this lower point you get uneven contact. So one of the main causes of bridging is a saddle that's too long or a narrow gullet. But generally this is a really easy check. So you check your usable back length. So remember, measure from that same point that we put the saddle fitting tool. Run your hands along, find his last rib, and then just walk your fingers up.